Not all men, but man, not for lack of trying, huh, boys? I do believe that this is an important cautionary tale for boys on the left, so please listen. Last night, Danny Kaye, never heard of him, took it upon himself to take to Threads and present a list of leading progressive influencers in the US. As far as I can tell, not based on any actual metrics, just like the people that he could think of. Later, which I'll show you in a sec, he claims that it was based on like podcast listeners and audience size, in which case it wouldn't actually make sense that he'd ask who'd I miss, because if it's just off a list of metrics, then you should know. But he also said that he originally included other names on this list that he then decided to remove because they were politicians. Okay, first things first. The word progressive here is doing an Olympic gymnast-sized stretch. Because, listen, I'm not trying to like purity test anyone, but if you just look at this list, you'll notice some names. They're definitely not progressives. People more on the left, the American left, sure. Dems, sure. Blue voices, sure. Progressive? Okay. Number 2, and this is the bigger thing. Notice anything about this list? Who did he miss? And no, I don't just mean Hassan, because obviously. Nope. Where are the women? Any women, but especially black women. Not a single one. Huh, Danny? If it were about metrics, like, fine. But if it's about metrics, then why is it so subjective? And if it's about metrics, what the hell are you doing on this list, Danny? Who the fuck are you? I do think it's funny that he slotted himself like right in there. I assume hoping no one would notice. Listen, I'm not a size girly, but at 12.7K on IG, 13.2 on here, mine's way bigger. My audience, obviously. But okay, as if that's not bad enough. The good thing is that the comments absolutely read him to filth. Pointing out, you missed women, particularly black women. How utterly predictable. Yes, I agree, it is utterly predictable. His response, you're white. Yeah? And you can call out problematic behavior even if you're not the one who's negatively affected by it. And the fact that you don't know that tells me all I need to know. But let's go read some more. Quote, calling yourself a leading progressive and not including women is certainly a choice you made. Yeah. His response? Yes, I made it actively. It was explicitly chosen. Okay, so why not say it was a list of top male progressive voices? Oh. Because that's not what he meant. Because the reason he said he didn't include women, especially black women, was, quote, I don't pander to people who aren't as active as I am. What? So now the measure is how chronically online everyone is? Oh, God. I gotta say, I'm proud of Threads because a lot of people gave him hell. I don't know what his response was here to another question about where the women are, but considering the responses he did leave up, I'm sure it was not great. On the plus side, the responses to his post helped me find a handful of creators I wasn't already following. So that was nice. Here's the thing. I don't expect everyone to be perfect all the time. We have biases. But to me, being progressive at the very least means that you're aware of the fact that people have biases and that you're gonna have biases. And you're gonna put in the work to actively unlearn and address your own biases. And so to me, being a progressive is more about hearing criticism like this and saying, you know what? Yeah, I got some stuff to work on. I messed up, but no, guess not. Quote, there was no need for any of that. Wasn't there? Frankly, I should have let grievances remain without addressing them. Yeah, you probably should. I'm surprised by how much attention the list I made got. At first it was great. Then suddenly anger and accusations began. But people don't respect you when you pander for the sake of approval. The ranking was a matter of who ranks highest on podcasts and Substack, and I just joined the Threads community actively in December. Okay, so again, if it was purely based on metrics, why ask people who you were missing? Or were the only metrics that you were considering in the first place primarily belonging to white men? Again, he apparently originally included Ayanna Pressley, Rashida Tlaib, and Jasmine Crockett, but removed them since they're politicians. That he is not well acquainted with the community of independent black influencers on Threads. It was misinterpreted. I don't think anyone's misinterpreting anything here, buddy. You just admitted it. You are a white passing male who fancies himself a leading progressive voice, yet you have no awareness of black influencers. And instead of asking people for suggestions about that, which, by the way, you think would have been genuine pandering for the sake of approval because you yourself don't believe that including women, especially Black women, on a list of progressive voices would be genuine. And it was great when people were agreeing with you. But as soon as people pointed out a very clear blind spot, you got angry. I'm of the mind that we do need gents who look like you speaking on progressive issues. But this isn't just like another space that you get to dominate for fun. Progressivism is defined by the idea of reform. And if you can't understand that step number one is constantly reforming yourself, then what the hell else are you gonna reform? Sit down, listen, and learn. You could just acknowledge your fuck up and then apologize and work to do better next time.